Conflict, strife, and unrest. These are the words that have defined the relationship between Somalia and Ethiopia for decades. This discord, rooted in historical grievances and territorial disputes, has shaped the political landscape of the Horn of Africa in profound ways. Our story begins in the late 19th century, when European powers carved up Africa amongst themselves during the infamous Scramble for Africa. Somalia and Ethiopia, however, were exceptions to this rule. While Somalia fell under Italian and British control, Ethiopia remained one of the few uncolonized territories in Africa. This set the stage for a power struggle that would persist well into the 20th century. Fast forward to the early 1960s, when Somalia gained independence and united as a single nation. Almost immediately, tensions flared up with Ethiopia over the Ogaden region, a Somali-speaking territory under Ethiopian control. This dispute led to the Ogaden War in the late 1970s, a brutal conflict that ended in a stalemate and left deep wounds on both sides. The fall of Somalia's central government in 1991 further complicated matters. In the vacuum of power, the region of Somaliland declared independence from Somalia, an act not recognized by Somalia, Ethiopia, or the international community. This has led to ongoing tensions and sporadic clashes, with Ethiopia often finding itself caught in the middle. The new millennium brought with it a new set of challenges. Al-Shabaab, an Islamist militant group with roots in Somalia, began launching attacks in Ethiopia, further straining relations between the two countries. Ethiopia's involvement in Somalia's affairs has often been a point of contention, with accusations of interference and aggression coming from both sides. Today, the relationship between Somalia and Ethiopia remains complex and fraught with tension. Ongoing disputes over territory, political influence, and resources continue to simmer beneath the surface, threatening to boil over at any moment. In conclusion, the conflict between Somalia and Ethiopia is a multifaceted and deeply rooted issue. From territorial disputes dating back to the colonial era, to the fallout from Somalia's civil war and the rise of militant groups, the tension between these two nations has been a constant thread running through the history of the Horn of Africa. As we look to the future, one can only hope for a resolution that brings lasting peace and stability to this troubled region. But as history has shown us, that is easier said than done.